Okay, y'all, here we are. 19.4, believe it or not, it's already the fourth week of the Open. I don't know about you, but I felt like it's flown by so far. We're in week 4, we only have one more left. So we got 2 workouts to get where we want to go, make a climb up the leaderboard or a push for where we want to be. So Dave Castro threw us a good one here, a couple of speed couplets. They are fast, and he even gave us a little rest in the middle. So those of you that are familiar with our programming, with our training, this actually should fit your wheelhouse pretty good as far as the layout of the workout, with a work and then a rest and then a work after that. So we do this often. So let's take a look at the workout and we'll go from there. 19.4, it's 2 pieces. It's got a 12-minute cap total. We start off with 3 rounds of 10 power snatches and 12 bar facing burpees. For the RX, we're going 95, 65 on the bar. And for scaled, we're going 65 and 45. And then we have a mandatory 3-minute rest period. And then we move on to 3 rounds again of 10 bar muscle ups and 12 bar facing burpees. The scaling option for the bar muscle up is our pull up. So we'll take a look at that as we kind of go through. It all carries a 12-minute time cap, and remember that 3 minutes rest is part of that 12 minutes. So it's actually 9 minutes of work time is what we get if we stretch this thing all the way out and don't finish. So let's take a look here from starting on the top and working our way down with some items I think are important. This workout is all about the second piece. It's all about bar muscle ups or pull-ups. Whether you have them or don't have them, that is what this workout is all about. Just like last week when we talked about the strict handstand push-ups, whether we were scaled or RX, and CrossFit and Dave Castro threw us a bone here as far as what's the spirit of the Open, getting our first rep of whatever movement. They did it again this week. So whether we have bar muscle ups or not, or whether we have pull-ups or not, this is an opportunity to take a step back and think about the spirit of the Open and get that first bar muscle up if that's something we've been working towards and training for, or get that first pull-up if we've been working and training for that. So that's what this one is all about. So think about that, have that mindset when you go into there. If that's you that I'm speaking to, really think about that and the spirit of the Open. That's why we're here. So no need for lifters on this workout. I know we got power snatches, it's only 30 of them. We don't need lifters on this workout. If you want to wear your knee sleeves, you're more than welcome, but you're not going below parallel. So I don't really see any need for those either. Very minimal equipment on this. Honestly, just gymnastic grips if you train with those on a normal basis. So we'll use plates or boxes from the jerk blocks to elevate our feet so that we're closer to the rig, so we don't have to waste energy and exert a lot of energy jumping on and off of the rig. So we'll talk about that when we get to it, and especially tonight with your judges. Let's talk about that. On the burpees, we need to find a pace that works for us. They've loosened up the standard a little bit. For the RX folks, we can step out, we can step in, and then we can 2-foot hop over the bar and land on 1 foot on the other side. For the scaled folks, it's the same standard. You can step out, you can step in, you can also step over. So they've loosened it up, so it's gonna work out better for us if we find a pace where we can jump out and step in, or step out and step in, and then a 2-foot hop over the bar. We need to work on that, and we're gonna talk about that. The last round, so when I say the last round, I mean your last 12 bar facing burpees of the workout, right? We need to sprint that. If we're fortunate enough to get there, that is a dead 100% sprint from rep 1 all the way through rep 12. It's time to let it all go in that one. We'll talk about that. For the gentlemen, it's not always a popular opinion, but you might want to think about using a 35-pound bar, right? We go from a diameter, say yay big, to a diameter of that. It's much smaller. It'll save your grip when you're going into the bar muscle-ups or the pull-ups. Might be something you want to think about using a 35-pound bar. And let's get into a little bit of our mobility and our warm-up. So mobility for this one, honestly, it's pretty much full body. We're gonna start with our posterior chain. We've got to make sure our hamstrings, our glutes, we've got to make sure everything's firing on the backside. We've got a lot of posterior chain going on in the snatches. We've got a lot of posterior chain going on in those burpees. So we need to make sure that we have the posterior chained on and warmed up and ready to go. Shoulders, of course, we've got the snatch movement, we've got the burpees, and we've got the pull-ups or bar muscle-ups. Very snatch dependent, very tricep dependent. We got to make sure that we've got our shoulders and our triceps warmed up and ready to go. And of course our lats. We got a lot of pulling going on in this workout. If we do too much muscle snatching, which we're going to get into and talk about, if we do too much muscle snatching in the snatch portion of the workout, We're gonna fill that when we get into the bar muscle ups and the pull ups. So that's another thing that we need to make sure we work on as far as our mobility goes. Warm up, my opinion, what I'm gonna do and what I'm gonna have most of my folks do this evening, and we've already done this afternoon already, is we'll start with some kind of a Tabata. I think a rower is a great piece of equipment for this, if not a bike. Ski erg would be good as well. But if we do a Tabata row, that will be good to get everything warmed up, moving. That'll tax our cardio a little bit. That'll get us moving aerobically. That'll also get our posterior chain warmed up and starting to move. And then I'll go into an EMOM. 12-minute EMOM with 4 movements. On the first minute, 6 to 8 bar facing burpees. That's where I want you to test your burpee technique and see what you like that you're gonna use in your workout. On the second minute, we're gonna do 5 snatch grip Romanian deadlifts, followed by 5 power snatches, just like we're going to in the workout. That'll be on minute number 2. On minute number 3, let's get that heart rate cranked up a little bit. So let's go with 30 double unders or 50 singles. And then on minute 4, let's spend a little time on the rack where we're kipping, working 8 to 10 kipping, right? Hollow to arch, going back and forth, getting everything moved up there. So that's what I'm gonna suggest. That's what I'm gonna use. And that's what most of the folks will use tonight. So let's take a look at the breakdown I have down here. So athlete 1, athlete 2, or athlete 3. You need to honestly look at yourself and you need to figure out where you are. You're athlete 1, you're athlete 2, or you're athlete 3, and that's based off of what can we do with bar muscle ups or pull-ups. So let's take a look at athlete 1 all the way down, then we'll move left to right. So athlete 1, this person can do bar muscle ups or pull-ups. You know 30 is in your wheelhouse. You got those all day long. You know you can do 30 bar muscle ups or you can do 30 pull-ups total in a workout. You plan on finishing the workout or getting really deep into it. Where you should look at and focus on your first half, the snatch and the bar facing burpee part. We should be unbroken on our snatches. Question has kind of come back, should I power snatch everything or should I muscle snatch? And the difference there for those of you asking is power snatch, I'm gonna use my hips on the way up and the way down, and I'm even gonna receive the bar with a little bit of a quarter squat when I receive the bar. That uses your legs a lot. That's where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna tax my legs as much as I can, as opposed to that muscle snatch where we're just hinging at the hip. I'm not touching the bar on the way up or the way down. That's very, very, very shoulder dependent. It's very tricep dependent. It takes a lot of work, and honestly, the time spent power snatching versus muscle snatching, 2 or 3 seconds extra per round on the power snatch, it's not gonna matter in the end as far as time goes, but it is gonna matter as far as how you're feeling, your body feels. So my suggestion is go power snatch, hit the hips on the way up, hit the hips on the way down, keep it cool, keep it calm, keep it smooth. Smooth is fast, right? 90% effort on that first part, right? I don't wanna go red line, but I don't wanna go real easy. So I explained it earlier. I don't wanna be Fran. I don't wanna be like I'm doing Fran, but I also don't wanna do Helen, right? I don't wanna do that. So I wanna be somewhere in the middle, somewhere around 90% effort. Sweet spot for those athlete number 1s, I would say somewhere between 3 and 3:45 is where we should finish that first part. And that'll be real good for us going into our rest. For everybody in our rest, we have 3 minutes. I would spend the first 60 to 90 seconds sitting down, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, getting your thoughts collected, and really trying to get your heart rate down the best you can. And I would spend the next 60 to 90 seconds standing up, getting our lungs tall, getting that fresh oxygen and blood going through the body, and getting prepped mentally for the second half of the workout. For athlete 1 on the second half of the workout, bar muscle ups and bar facing burpees, or pull-ups, as this is where we are. 1 to 2 sets per round, that's my suggestion. A lot of us are gonna feel inclined, especially on the first 10 bar muscle ups or pull-ups, to go unbroken. Might not be the worst thing in the world, but I don't think going 7-3 or 6-4 will hurt either with a 4 or 5 second break in the middle. That might save a little bit for the end in round 3. That's where we are on there. We have to make sure on the bar muscle ups in all 3 rounds that we don't go to failure. Think about staying 1 to 2 reps away from failure every time, right? If you mentally think that, you'll get through in that 3rd round and you won't die out in round 3. For the bar facing burpees, you can jump in, jump out, and jump over if that's your game. In my opinion, and what I'll be doing, I'll probably jump out and then I'll step in and 2-foot hop over. The idea of being able to step in and out metabolically, the way your body responds to it, is a whole lot better than jumping out and jumping in. So something you're going to want to play with, but that's my suggestion on that one. For the folks that are athlete number 2, these folks have some bar muscle ups or pull-ups. maybe in that 10 to 20 range, but not 30 range. And you're thinking you're probably going to get somewhere in round 2 of the second part. That's athlete number 2. So for you on the first part, I would say unbroken on your snatches, or maybe 2 sets max will be just fine. Once again, go back to that power versus muscle conversation with yourself. In my suggestion, like I said before, I would power snatch all of those. Pace is somewhere about 80% effort. So we're staying a little further away than red line than athlete number 1 is. We're probably going to be somewhere between 3:45 and 4:30 on the clock when we finish that first set. That is okay, right? If it's a minute longer than the athlete 1 folks that are finishing, that's okay. We're not worried about finishing the thing. We know that we can't. We're just trying to maximize the reps in the second set. In the second set for bar muscle ups or pull ups, we should be thinking 2 to 4 sets. Anywhere between 2 and 4 is okay. So break those 10 up, whether we got to go 3-3, 2-2 or something like that, or we can go 4-3-3. Those are good sets. So think about where you want to be there. It's also okay, if it's your game, to go quick singles. Nothing wrong with that here. Single, get down, turn around, go right back up. As long as your reset is quick and you don't have to jump to the bar every time, right? Because you've got plates or boxes underneath your feet. It's okay to go quick singles there. And then as far as burpees go on that part, I would definitely step out and step in, keep that real pace. Make sure that we're doing our burpees, we're in a straight line as much as we can, going both directions, and your feet aren't wandering left and wandering right all around, and you're using a lot of energy stepping in a circle. For the third athlete, you guys are just thinking about starting and getting into round 1 somewhere of that second workout. You have no or very few bar muscle ups or pull-ups. For you, my suggestion is 2 or 3 sets on the snatches, so break them up. 2 or 3 sets on the snatches will be just fine. I would definitely power snatch. I wouldn't even think about muscle snatching. You shouldn't be wasting your time and your energy on muscle snatching if this is you. And you're going to be about 90% effort though. Even though we're breaking those snatches in 2 or 3 sets, it's okay to get 90%-ish and start to get near that red line but not push it too far. You'll probably be somewhere between 4 and 5 minutes, maybe 5 minutes and 15 seconds on that first set, and that's totally fine. The other part of this for you is that when you get to your 3 minutes of rest, you might want to rest longer. At 3 minutes rest is when you can start. If you're not ready and you don't have bar muscle ups or pull ups, don't start yet. Wait another 30 seconds. Wait another minute, right? If our goal is to get 1 or 2 or 3, then take a little extra rest time, bring that heart rate down so we can get good quality reps and we don't have misses or failures. So that's the first part for athlete number 3. Extra rest is okay, we just went into that. It's okay to do singles here, and we should be doing singles here. We just have to manage it. Make sure that we're not trying to do, we're not hanging on the bar for 4, 5, 6 seconds and then attempting a single. Once we're ready to go, jump on the bar, give yourself a forward, back, forward, and then get that chest up to the bar. You should definitely be stepping out and stepping in on your burpees. No doubt about that. That's where you want to be there. It's a nice controlled pace. Keep your heart rate down as long as we can. And I think that'll work out really well for you guys. So that's what we got here. I kind of spent the evening really in the morning thinking about it. Really need to do a self-assessment of who you are. This will be up on the board for everybody to look at. But it's here. Do a self-assessment. Who are you? Are you athlete 1? Are you athlete 2? Are you athlete 3? If you're not sure, ask myself or one of the other coaches. We can help you with that. We'll give you honest feedback and honest opinion. Once you determine who you are, this is my suggestion on how you think you should set it up. So we'll talk more. We'll have some other tips and strategies tonight when we get here. But that's a real good look at 19.4, y'all. Good luck, and let us know who's getting those first reps of bar muscle ups or first pull-ups. If you can, get it on video. If you get it on video, send it to myself or Justin. We'll use it on the highlight video for next week. This is the opportunity and the spirit of the open. So let's show where we get that on video and make it happen. So good luck, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.